Well, we are back for another one, and today we are going to rehash a Sitka gear one that we've done before. Did I tell you that? We were going to do that.
Yeah, but you told me we were going to switch it up to something else, and then now you're switching back
I did because he wasn't going to be. I didn't think he was coming. Then he actually told me he was coming, and I didn't see it. So, anyways,
gotcha.
The important thing is we have 3 Mountain Dews sitting in front of us. 16 ounces of gold. Anyways, so when we did the Sitka one, I think it was just me and Thomas, and the podcast was "Is Sitka Gear Worth It?" was the title of that one. We were pretty sporadic on that. We kind of bounced around a little bit, and I debated on doing this with you, Travis, because you have a few pieces, but I didn't want you to kind of get left out of some of the other stuff because I have a lot of pieces. So we're gonna go through piece by piece and try to stay with that piece and what's good about it, what's bad about it, and then move on to the next one.
So what are we starting with? Are we starting with core?
I'm
gonna start with like base
Sitka
layers.
Thong. We'll start there, and then we'll work our way out.
Special leopard print.
You're like, did he say what I thought? The Sitka Thong. I'm just joking. Matt from High Prairie Sports.
You haven't seen their leopard camo?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, it's the off to fade camo. You can get it marsh or timber. No, I'm just joking. But Matt was kind of teasing me because I was like, Matt, don't lie. You want to borrow my Sitka underwear? Come on, don't tell people what you said last time I was
hater?
there. Yeah. Oh well, he said he doesn't like off to fade.
Oh, he don't like the camo pattern.
I think the pattern, yeah. And anyways, but I was kind of saying that because of Matt. But so I guess we'll start on the base layers and work our way out. Mm-hmm. Which it's not going to take much time to spin with the base layers and go out, but we'll just start there. So and I should have wrote these down. The heavyweight, not the heavyweight. The what's the pants called? The mid layer.
The mid-layer pants that you wear all the time?
The thin ones underneath. You have them
they're
too.
called midweight.
Midweight.
Core midweight.
Core midweight. Okay, go ahead.
But, so yeah, we mainly use all our Sitka for waterfowl. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows that by now, but Sitka obviously has a lot more than just waterfowl uses, even though some of their stuff is the exact same thing. Like I know that Core lightweight hoodie, it's not a hoodie, it's just a Core real thin piece. It's like a shirt, thin shirt. I know they make that in a lot of their different camos for different. I know bow hunters use them all the time, you know. But anyways, that being said, with your midweight, I can't really speak to that because I don't have any.
You don't? What's yours? The heavyweight?
Oh, excuse me. I have the bottoms. I do have the bottoms.
Well, that's all we're gonna go piece by piece, literally. So the pants right now, and kind of say
core midweight. What's the just pant?
I just want to look it up, the technical word, so I should have did this before, I guess.
I want to get the pants just for everyday wear.
Put that a little closer, Travis. The regular pants?
Yeah, just for everyday wear.
Yeah.
They look like they'd be
just got to bend it in a little bit.
Really comfortable. Looks like they would be.
Well, let's go over this first. Well, I'm starting to do this again. I have in my mind what I want to do. I should have wrote down.
Yeah, Travis, don't jump in here.
I'm so sorry.
Let's do this.
My mouth until
Let's just talk about our thoughts and feelings on Sitka versus Walmart versus Kuiu versus, and we don't have to talk about all those individual. I'm just saying the mindset of it. Let me say first, and it doesn't matter. I'm not proving no point or saying nothing to anybody. I've used several different types of camo brands for duck hunting. Redhead. What's Walmart sell? It's Redhead. They sell Redhead too, don't they?
They sell a lot of Real Tree stuff.
Real Tree. I've used that. I've used several brands from several companies.
Browning? Have you tried Browning?
I've wore some Browning. That was just like a hoodie. I don't think I've ever had a jacket. Unless that old one you have is Browning.
That old one I had.
It is?
School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say here, for me, this is me personally. I was telling Travis this today. And I think sometimes anybody that wears Sitka, and that's just now because it's one of the newer camos, people think, oh, Sitka, this guy thinks he has money, or this guy's wearing this because he wants to put on a look.
You overpaid.
A fashion.
You overpaid.
All these things. Well, just different mindsets. And that's totally fine. The reason, I'll be honest with you, it is incredible gear. But if I wasn't getting a military discount, which is very substantial, I don't know if I would be wearing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is companies like Sitka, they do offer big discounts at like, times.
Yeah.
So like a lot of us, like Sitka offers family and friends discounts I guess I should say through people like Titus that has a military discount.
And it's only like once a year.
And it's once a year.
And it's for like 3 people. I can offer you a code once a year for 3 people.
Right. So we're fortunate enough to have somebody like Titus that gets the military discount, and he served, which we're very appreciative. But anyway, once a year. So usually when that time comes around, I mean, you got to be ready to spend some money if you want some Sitka gear because it's a one shot. So it's a 40%, I believe, right? And like you said, if there wasn't that discount involved, I wouldn't be buying it, honestly. But when you factor in that discount, it's like, man, if I want something that's decent, this is, a decent price, 40% off. So
there is one piece of equipment that is not discounted that I would still spend the money. Well, I
right.
did spend the money. We all spent the money.
Well, let's not.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, you said that wasn't discounted.
It's not discounted.
Yes, the waiters are not discounted. We all paid full price for that. So.
And I would do it again if you just say, I'm saying, like,
right.
You wouldn't be spending the money. I would do it.
Right.
For that. So,
for us, that is a huge reason why I get it. Like you said, I guess you kind of confirmed that's the reason you do too. So, other than that, it's not the be all end all. Never thought that one time. I will tell you this: it's some of the best stuff I've ever worn, and it has served me well. So, that being said, now let's roll back in. And I've been on the Sitka Gear site the whole time, and I still will not let me pull up the Waterfowl stuff separately. What's the deal here?
What are you trying to pull?
You got to go to Pursuit.
Yeah, I did.
And
there it goes. Now it's doing all the snow stuff. Okay, so just to get you guys the technical name, because here's the thing. You guys could buy one piece of Sitka, and we're going to give you pieces that if we had to only get one, we would get these certain ones. Travis kind of already said waiters. I'm really in the same boat with that. But there was stuff you can wear that's more affordable. Let me go over that. So Thomas was saying about the heavyweight bottoms, but neither one of us have that.
Midweight bottoms.
These are heavyweight. You were talking about the heavyweight bottoms, which is none of us have. You said that originally. But none of us have the heavyweight bottoms. Do you? I don't.
We're probably butchering this up.
No, we're not. Because there's merino heavyweights and then there's regular heavyweight. But they changed the name of it. I just seen that.
We don't have merino.
No, I know. But they changed the name of that. That wasn't called
so
heavyweight
called
bottoms.
Heavyweight
they
bottoms.
They changed them to that because that wasn't that before. So we have the heavyweight bottoms. How would you describe that material on the inside? That white?
Soft? I don't know how you would explain it.
It's in a checkered square pattern inside.
Right. Yeah. I don't know exactly how they do it or how they make it, but that's some of the most comfortable
next
fabric next to skin base layer I've ever worn, like ever. It's so comfortable. I mean, you feel like you're in your PJs, and somehow it breathes well, and then somehow it keeps you really warm. So those are amazing. Those definitely are worth the money.
Mm-hmm. And those run $100. Yeah, that's expensive just for a base layer.
So what's that discounted?
Well, it doesn't matter to everyone else.
Well, what we're saying is,
be honest with you
once
guys.
You show the discount.
Be honest with you, you're not supposed. They say not to say what the discount is. I know because you look online. I don't know if they look for people talking about the military discount, but you can never see the percentage you get because Sitka's super secretive about that. I don't really know why, because the guides are the same, right?
Yeah,
the guides get the same, or maybe 50. I don't know.
I'm not sure,
but that's the only reason why I wasn't really saying that. Just I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure there's somewhere you could find that discount, but like you said, it keeps me warm, but it also lets me breathe when it's hot. I will wear those because I can't go bare skinned in my waders. That's just me personally. What do you wear under?
What temperature ranges have you worn those in?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. Now Thomas knows I'm
Mr.
super
hot in nature.
Yeah, I warm down to 25 degrees with nothing else under. Just that and the waders. which the waders block wind, so that's a key factor in being cold. But standing in cold water, I've warmed down to that, and I haven't got cold because the boots. It don't say this on the website unless they change that to it's 1,700 grams, which is
17. Wow, I thought
It's
they were
pretty warm.
16.
Do those offer the do they have like stirrups, the foot stirrups?
no, they don't.
They don't.
But they are tapered tight down at the bottom,
Mhm.
and I've never had them right up.
Right
Have
up.
you?
No, it's not an issue.
Because that's super frustrating. Which I do put my socks over. I pull them up
Top
over
of
that so they don't do that.
Yeah.
But I haven't had that issue. But there's really not a lot more to say about that. But that was a good point because I did want to cover that. Is the temperature, how far down I've went before I feel like I need another layer. What do you usually wear under yours, Travis? Under your waders?
Just some wader pants that I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
Or I'll wear some stuff. I don't even know what you call them. They're like for skiing. It's just like a base layer for skiing.
Yeah.
Like an Under Armour type.
Yeah. It's called like cool or Heat 360 or something like that.
When it's cool outside, right? Because you don't like wearing them like just straight raw.
Well, I have
underneath.
I have some that say cool 360, so it's more for like, I guess, for like exercise.
Warmer weather.
And then some of them that's the heat one is for when it's colder. So that's what I typically wear.
Okay. All right. Well, then we can move on from there, right?
You want to go to the next pants that we have?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's cover the bomb. So
What's the name of them?
the gradient. It's the gradient pants.
I don't want to
I know.
sound like an idiot. The gradient, just gradient pants.
Yeah, but let me confirm it. The site, the app on the phone is so much different. Yeah, gradient pant.
Yeah. So these bad boys are hot. So these are great and comfortable pants, first of all. And they can be worn by themselves. They're kind of similar to a sweatpant, but they're a lot nicer and more comfortable in my opinion. But that's kind of what it reminds you of. If you've ever felt like the gradient hoodie or the pants, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. They're like a very comfortable mid to outer layer. I don't think they really have any like water resistance, like too much. I mean, I would feel like if you're around water, they'd get, they'd kind of soak, but they're very comfortable. I've worn them under waders once. And unless you're not walking in, like maybe if you're in a boat and you're just going to be sitting there or something, you definitely don't want to walk in these. Not that they're not comfortable. It's just that they're so warm that if you got a long walk, you're going to be sweating by the time you get there. I mean, these are built for cold weather. And cold, I would say, we kind of actually came to like a conclusion last year, like something like in the teens, right?
Yeah,
Like below 20. Anything below 20, those are
don't
great
wear them
pants.
unless it's below 20
Yeah.
degrees.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, because like you said, actually that one day I think it was 15 degrees that day when we hiked in and we carried our decoys and everything on our back.
Mm-hmm.
And were you wearing them under? Surely you were, with it being that cold.
I think so. Yeah.
You weren't sweating though, probably, were you? I was. Not bad, just on my legs though, because we hiked in our waders.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
No, and I think you had, and you were like, I knew I shouldn't have wore these.
Yeah.
And because it was really cold, but because of the walk, actually, and when we were done, that's when you were really complaining.
Yeah, because I don't think I was really that sweaty in the morning.
No, you weren't really. It was fine walking in the morning when it was dark, but when we were done hunting towards the middle of the day and had warmed up, and you were sweating for sure.
Yeah.
So gradient pants,
they're
great. Would that be if you had to buy one piece?
No,
probably not.
Mm-mm.
I mean, besides waders. I mean, because I think we all agree waders would be the absolute. If you bought one piece, it would be that.
And I'll say this about Sitka, the Optifade, the pattern, the marsh.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like the looks of the timber better. But I was so many pieces deep in. When I say better, I mean to casually wear around. It's that darker color. I wear black shirts. I wear this. You know what I'm saying? It's that darker color. Whereas the marsh looks like pajama. It's just, it blends in great with the toolies. I'm not saying that. But to wear around every day, like, you guys wear camo, just throw it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's bright.
Bright, and it's just, you look at it and you're
The
like,
contrast with everything.
yeah,
else
usually
in everyday life.
usually when you're wearing Max 5, it's just a
Yeah.
dark green hoodie. This is just like boom, like whoa, okay. So, but hunting where we hunt blends in incredible. The only time that I really don't like it is when we're in pits and stuff. But I just wanted to throw that in there real quick because, like Thomas said, you can wear it as an everyday pant if it's cold outside. They even say it's not your a warm pair of pants to wear under waders, and they say it's not your grandpa's sweatpants. So it's like it has a little buckle, it has a zipper, a button too, I believe.
Yeah.
It says right here it's moisture wicking, but it's only 2 on the scale, so it's not very good at wicking moisture. And I think that's why I sweat so bad in those. It's meant to be super hot.
Yeah.
The warmth is almost a 5, and then the durability is almost a 5. But just kind of going over, looking at each piece. But Travis has the stirrups. Okay.
That does, okay.
So you would, that's what's nice about slipping these on. It's tapered down at the bottom, and then you got the stirrups underneath. So when you put your waders on, you don't have no issues with it coming up, or if maybe just wearing boots or whatever. But like Thomas said, 20 degrees and under, and it's great. I mean, I don't know what it could take you down to. I know that one day we hunted, it was 10 degrees. Northern California, there was frost, hard frost. And I don't...
Hard ice on the ponds, too.
Yeah. And I think I wasn't even a tad bit cold. Were you wearing yours that time?
I think so. My legs weren't cold. My feet were cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they're definitely very warm. We don't put those on.
We're fixing that problem this year.
Yeah.
You're not going to get no more cold feet. All right, so let's move on from there. The next piece, we'll move to the top. I don't have no, I guess it's not a base layer. I think
It's a core lightweight hoodie.
Actually you talk about, do you have the regular long sleeve? Because I don't have anything.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to skip over something because it's not a base layer. The core lightweight hoodie is a base layer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's super, I don't really know if they consider that, but do you have the long sleeve? I never see you wear it, so I'm wondering if you don't have it. The one
it's like a core.
no hood,
something
it's just a long sleeve?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and go over that one. Because I don't have that.
It's literally the
not
same
much to
thing
say
as the
about
core
it.
lightweight hoodie. It just doesn't have a hood. So it's just a. So the core lightweight hoodie is like
It's that one, right? The core lightweight crew long sleeve?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you call that when you have like a quarter zip? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the core lightweight hoodie is a quarter zip. It's got a face.
No, don't go over that one.
Oh.
Go over the one without the hood. The core lightweight crew.
Okay. Well, that
Long
shirt,
sleeve.
the shirt is the exact same material as the core lightweight hoodie. Like I said, no hood and all that. The material itself is very thin and very breathable. So this is great for early season. Like a lot of times, opening day here
It's 100% polyester.
can get up to, I don't know, close to the 80s, on opening day. So this is a great shirt. Kind of reminds you of like an Under Armour type almost when you get the real breathable ones where it's like when you move around you can feel the air, on you a lot. That's kind of the feel I have from it. That's pretty much
What did
it.
you say it could get to on opening day?
Like in the 80s for sure. I know it's gotten higher than that, but
Yeah. A lot of times. I was like, what? What was it last year on opening day?
it wasn't very hot this year.
It was a
Wasn't
cool
bad
one
this year.
No.
compared to normal.
I
I feel like more than not we have super hot.
Like 3 years ago, or the first
Uh-huh.
year you took Rocky out, that was so hot.
Dude.
That was hot.
Remember you just had sweat just
Yeah. We were sitting in the
beating down.
shadows and still sweating.
So it's 100% polyester. So if you guys know material, I mean, it's like Tom said, it goes right through it. And it's quick dry. The one big thing, I'm trying to touch on some of these as we go through each piece. It has that polygene odor, control technology, and a lot of their stuff does. It blows my mind how, well, let's just put it this way. If you go get a polyester shirt and you go play basketball in it or football, you can wash that 500 times. You are never going to get the stench out of that. It has the worst, nastiest smell. Like you get people's jerseys and stuff like that, you can't wash it out. The polygene that they put in this, it's unbelievable. I'm gonna say, I washed my one of my shirts that is basically touching my skin once that whole season last year. And it has no smell to it. None. And they say not to wash it any more than you have to. I think they say don't wash it, but every 7 uses, something like that. So that's in a lot of the other stuff too, but that's moisture wicking and all that, like Tom said. Now, the next piece, let me jump ahead, Thomas, and give him full credit for this, because I'll tell you why I didn't like this. For us, healthy boys that are thicker in the midsection, you don't want to wear that material, at least me personally. Maybe I'm vain, but you don't really want to wear that material that sucks to every crack and crevice of your skin. And so I don't like wearing that bare skinned. I don't really like that feeling of that material, that polyester on my skin anyways.
That real slick stuff.
I wear that really soft, what's that stuff called? It's like a tri-blend. I actually wear that every single time, and I'm going to do a video on it, all my layers from start to finish. But I wear that tri-blend, paper thin, really silky, soft shirt. You know the kind I'm talking about? It's like super, super soft. They call it tri-blend. I wear that. A lot of t-shirts have it. It's not nothing weird, but I wear that underneath, and then I wear that quarter lightweight hoodie to also kind of smooth things out. But I give Thomas credit for that one, because of any piece that I love, I'm not going to say it's my number one, but it is huge, is that piece right there. It's 100% polyester, same thing. It's called the quarter lightweight hoodie. It's paper thin. It's got, and all their stuff has the loops on it. So when you layer, you're not pulling your shirt all the way back up in there inside, and get super frustrating when you're doing that. But I'm not going to go over any more of the breathability is on a 5. Odor control's almost a 5. Warmth, there's no warmth there, obviously, and it's 5 on moisture wicking. Excuse me, and it's got that Polygiene as well. But go ahead and Thompson, go over the rest of it. It's a 3/4 zip. It's got the loops, and it's
quarter zip.
Yeah, quarter zip. No, is it only quarter? I thought it was 3/4. 3/4 down here farther, huh?
Oh, really?
It is a quarter, huh?
Yeah. So, what do you like so much about it specifically?
The face mask, and something that will fully camo my arms, right? Like I can wear a long sleeve, but it's paper thin. Goes right down to my wrist. I like that it does have the zip, because getting on and off, it's not like just ripping everything off. You can zip it, quarter zip down, and pull it off without ripping your hat or whatever off. Mm-hmm. And then the mask is amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, because, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like the mask in some of the other products is horrible, because what happens is when you put it on, it sits on the bridge of your nose, and not in this piece, but the other pieces, when you turn your head, it slides over it because the hood's turning, but the face mask isn't. And when you're sitting there looking up all day long, looking for birds, that thing's rubbing on the edge of your nose. It gets very irritating. It irritates your skin. Whereas this core lightweight hoodie, the whole thing moves together. And that's what I noticed, Thomas, when you were wearing it, it was like, yeah, I'd watch you now, like looking up, turn your head. Everything moves in one piece. So it's not rubbing, at least it doesn't on me. And if it's really good over your hat, like you put it over your hat, pull the face mask up, you can take it on and off super easy. And it doesn't, even though you're putting it over top of your hat or your head, it doesn't pull your neck down and cause any type of like, get this thing off my head. Like it's, it's restricting me turning my head or any of that. It's so, you don't really, honestly, you forget it's there.
Do you call through it?
Good. That's a good, I don't. I feel like it muffles through. So that is a little bit when you're having to, you can pull down and it'll sit right under your chin. Mm-hmm. And if something's getting ready to come in and lock up, I'll just drop my call and pop it back up. But I could blow the till whistle through it, the widgeon. You call through it, don't you?
I have. I don't always, but you can call through it easily. I don't think it sounds like absolutely the same as if you didn't, if you're just blowing without it in front of your mouth. But I mean, it don't sound bad, honestly. I mean, and it's hardly noticeable. The one thing I did notice is you have to put just maybe a little bit more pressure into your call, because there's a blockage there now. But you could definitely blow through it. I just usually just tend to just pop it right below my mouth, like Ty said. Usually I just have it right here to right here. I just do this like that. It's not a big deal at all. Or if somebody else is calling, I'll just leave it up. Or if I'm the one calling, I'll just pop it down and call. You know, it's not a big deal, honestly.
No.
And so, like you said, the great things about it is it's very, very comfortable. I would say budget item. If you had one pick for a budget, this is the piece that I would buy. The hoodie, like you said, it don't restrict you in any way. It's because the material is all made out of the same really thin material, and it's stretchy. So like that, no matter what your size or build is, that mask and that hood can.
It don't restrict you when you pull your gun up and shoot.
Right.
You don't think about it.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, you've had stuff where it just irritates you, like trying to shoot with it on, because it will bunch up and like slide up under your shooting eye, stuff like that. There was something else I wanted to say about it. It being paper thin is so great, and that's all I wear for the first couple months of season around here. That and the t-shirt underneath. The other amazing part is that because it's thin, you can slip it on over or under other items, even if you don't want to wear all Sitka stuff, but you want this for that hoodie and to cover your arms.
So say you want to wear a regular hoodie, you slip this over it. Now you got a Sitka gradient.
Well, yeah,
not really, but pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I do. I was saying it too, not trying to like, oh, you're trying to be Sitka, so you're trying to wear something. But it's just the fact you could wear over or under stuff to get that hood, and you're like, I get it. You're not going to buy something so you can $120 piece so you can have a hood with a mask in it. But all I'm saying is it is camo, and for grasslands, for a lot of dead grasses, even darker stuff, like stuff in Washington, Thomas would be sitting on the bank. We'd look back, we couldn't even see him. And he wasn't like he was really hidden that good. So it blends.
Whoa.
Well, I'm talking about when we were picking birds
I'm
up.
just playing.
So you can wear it under, over. I do that a lot. Once it gets cold and I start wearing my other pieces, I wear that. I wear my t-shirt, and then I wear the core lightweight hoodie if we need face covering, if we're dealing with trees or we're in a blind. And then I'll wear all my other pieces after that. And then if I want a face covering or something to put on top, boom, I slip it on. And the other thing I was going to say about this, was that me and you talking about it, or was that someone else? I cannot believe how much that little paper thin hood does for more warmth. In the summer it breeze, or in the early season it breeze, but late in the season, just a little bit of protection from the wind or stuff. Was that you I was talking to you about that?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you wouldn't think it. It's not like it's, I feel so warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when wind's blowing.
If it's a breezy day and it's a little
wind's
cool,
blowing through your ears and stuff like that, and your ears get that wind chill.
Can you still hear good through it? Because that's one thing I do not like is stuff over my ears.
It don't restrict you.
Do you get any type of noise when you move your head side to side?
No, because it moves with you. That's what he's saying. It don't slide. You know how like a normal hoodie, when you move, you're hearing.
Yeah, because that drives me nuts. I do not like things on my ears. That restrict my hearing, or when I move my head, you get that, the sound of fabric rubbing against your skin.
Yeah,
instead of hearing, birds or whatever else. No,
that was a good point to bring up, because I don't get no hearing restriction. I don't feel like.
No, like you said, it's not like it's a super warm thing because the material is so thin, but it actually is a noticeable difference.
Yeah,
when wind's blowing.
Because I use face paint a lot, but like I said, I had a hoodie made by another company. It was just a face mask, but it was a full face mask. But I can't stand it because every time, like I said, you move your head, you hear, and I just can't handle that. So don't even wear it anymore.
Yeah. And like I said, to end this, I just don't want to make it sound like we're buying this for the hood and the face mask. It's just the fact that you have something that's so what's the word I'm looking for? Where it can be used in multiple situations.
Multifunctional.
Multifunctional. That's a word, huh?
Diverse,
multifunctional. Because I can wear it early season. It's hot, and it's covering everything, but it still don't feel like I have nothing on. That's just the key. So if you already have it for that.
And it doesn't have any type of like special things on the wrist or anything like that. It's just the material goes all the way extends to the wrist.
Well, it just has those loops if you're layering, but that tucks in if you're not using it.
Gotcha.
So if you're layering, you want to put a hoodie on, you put that around.
So it has a thumb loop.
Yeah.
So it doesn't ride up on you.
Well, and it's that gray thumb loop. It's not the kind where people wear. I've seen people wear certain shirts that have that where it goes over the, you know what I mean?
It's not a hole in the sleeve. It's an actual loop at the end of the sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on to my favorite piece that Thomas gets sick of hearing me complain about. And that is the Core Midweight Zip T. This piece right here
So
is, to me, go ahead.
why is that called midweight T and the pants called heavyweight? And it's the same material.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It threw me off when I read they changed it to heavyweight because I was like, that was not heavyweight before. I don't know why they did that.
Unless
It
the
is
pants
exact
are
same
actually
material.
thicker, but it seemed to me
It's
like
the
they're
same,
the
dude.
same.
You know what? It might be. It feels the same to me.
Well, what
Personally.
we could say is the inside material is the same.
Yep.
Whether it's actually thicker or not, the inside material is the same.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, talking about how it's checkered, it's a checkered material, and it is, just so I don't mess this up, it's 96% fleece. No, hold on. Let me redo that. Really? Yeah, fleece. So it's a midweight comfort stretched fleece, 96% polyester, 4% elastane. And it's got the Polygiene 2 for the sweat and the odor control. But we were at Kuyu a while back. Hey, no piano. My daughter's in there practicing. They practice all the time. It's got the checkered pattern in it. And what was that guy telling us about that? He went Kuyu because they have some pieces that have the square pattern too. It's how it's woven together. I don't really know like the science behind it, but you'll notice it has like square patterns in it. But this piece is called the Core Midweight. It's obviously a mid layer, and it is also a quarter zip, long sleeve, no hood. But it does have, what would you call it? It's not like a they call that a crew neck. What's that called when it comes up like an inch and a half? I don't know. It's not a turtleneck, but I'm going back to the 90s. But it comes up about an inch and a half if you zip it all the way up, and it also folds down into a collar. So if you unzip it down, you can fold it, and it's a collar. But I can't tell you how many times, and I got to stop doing this, Thomas, because it blows my mind. It'll be like 45 degrees, because I wear one of those paper thin t-shirts under this too. I wear that and this, and I literally am warm, and it's a lot of times hot. Like, wow. Even ask Barney. Barney said the same thing. He goes, it blows my mind how warm these are. It's like wearing a hoodie, but something that's paper thin. It really is. Like, I'm trying to pick a piece out of all this that if I had to have one besides the waders, I'm talking about clothing, and it's like this one's right up there. Like, it's in a really close tie because it's something you wear every single hunt. I literally wear this every single hunt unless it's over, well, now because it's so hot, it's like over 75. I won't wear that piece. Everything under 75, I'll wear that piece every time, whether it's by itself or with layered.
So,
Dude, what do you have one?
No.
You don't have it yet.
Mm-mm.
Do you have one of these?
No.
You guys gotta get one of these. Like, this is the main piece for wearing it. If you're gonna be the Sitka rep, you gotta wear this piece. No, but real. Like, if I was to tell people listening to this right now, it's $100 for this. If I was to tell you buy one thing, it is probably this. In all reality, because I don't know. It's an amazing piece, honestly is. And I've had one of those for 3 years. Another one I finally bought. So I used that same one for 3 years, every single hunt, all season long, washed it one time. And then last year, I bought another one. And I mean, basically what I did is I wore that one half the year, threw in the wash, and grabbed the other one and wore that the rest of the year. And that's just going to make it last way longer too, you know what I mean? That's me personally. We didn't really cover any negatives of the other ones. I don't think there really is any. But I will say one, I don't know if this is a real negative, but it it could be is the fact that it starts balling up a little bit once you start washing it. Like once you wash it a couple times over that last couple years, I could tell the second time I took it out, it had a little bit of, I wouldn't say it's balls, but it's just like starts getting that weird, like used, kind of rolled over. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
And only the one that has that I've had for 3 years. It's stinking warm. So it's a quarter zip. It's got the D loops so it don't slide. It's got the collar that comes up about to your Adam's apple. You can leave it out or tuck it in. Other than that, I don't really have much to say about it. The negative was, I already said that. It's the weight is 10 ounces, whereas that other stuff we were just looking at was 6 ounces, the core lightweight hoodie. So it's still super light. And it's a nice material. I mean, you could wear it around town. It's just a comfortable shirt to me. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it other than that, but that's a very, very important. Like if you won something for a good midweight layer to wear a lot through the season, that would be one I would say. So anyways, all right, let's go. I guess let's go to the, you don't have none of the grinder stuff. I'm not a big fan of the grinder stuff. Personally, it's to me, it feels very form-fitting. And I just, no matter what size you get, I just don't like, I want to say you feel bunched up really bad. I just don't, it's not meant for a bigger guy. I think if you're real skinny and you're like 16, it might be better for you.
It's athletic fit or?
Yeah. No, for real, that's what they call it. I think that's what they call it, right?
No, a lot of their stuff is athletic fit.
It's just not my style.
They have, that's something too to mention, is they have different styles of fit. Like they have a standard fit and they have an athletic fit. You know, it just depends on how you like wearing your clothes.
Yeah, because that's a good point, because not so much for waterfowl, but other pursuits. Like I was already thinking that about the subalpine stuff I bought, which has different names. But if I'm bow hunting, I don't want something big and baggy when I pull my bow back, but it's cold outside, because I've been shooting out there with my regular hoodies and catch my hood and it shoots my arrow off to the right or something. Whereas Sitka stuff is, still, even if I'm not wearing skin tight stuff like they can offer the athletic fit, it still sucks enough to my arms that I'm not going to worry about hitting that. So that's something to think about. But let's just go to the gradient hoodie. Sorry, Travis. I was thinking once you left out here, just chime in.
Hey, no.
Probably, why am I here? You'll have enough to say about the other pieces you got. I'm just trying to burn through these. So I think the gradient hoodie is the next up that we would have. We're just covering what we have. So you have that, right? Go ahead.
So the gradient, just like the gradient pants, they're, to me, like to me, that's my second layer most of the time. More times than not, I'll wear the lightweight hoodie and I'll wear the gradient once it gets a little bit colder. So it's extremely comfortable. It's a quarter zip as well, so it's really easy to take on and off. It's got a big pocket in the front like a lot of hoodies do. One complaint I have about the gradient is, to me, I don't like the hood. I actually hate the hood and I cut it off. But now I like it. I actually like that gradient. So essentially I have a gradient jacket. They offer...
No, you still have a gradient hood because of the quarter zip.
Technically. Does the jacket not...
The jacket is a full zip.
Okay. So, yeah.
I got a hybrid. Wish you had that now.
I got a hybrid. So...
Although you have the pockets, though. Well, no, I guess the other one does, too. Yeah. You definitely have a hybrid.
So the hood to me is just ridiculously small. Like, I don't know. I think I know why they designed it that way. That way it stays on your head, right? It's tight for like really cold, windy days, and so it don't get in there, right? But to me, I just don't like it because I feel, and I've talked to a lot of guys about this, I feel like it just sits on your, like weighs on your head. And then also when you're trying to look around, I mean, we're duck hunting, right? So we're looking around and it just don't really move well. Like it's too short or there's not enough material and it's too thick to really move well. So that's one thing I don't like. But as far as everything else, I mean, the warmth is there. The comfort's there. I like everything else about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's usually my outer layer more times than not. If it's raining, I'll take my Delta Wader. Not to jump on that, but more times than not, it's my outer layer.
Yeah, and I wear my T-shirt, my Midweight core zip, and that.
Mm-hmm.
That is, like you said, the normal duck hunting conditions. That is what I wear it on top.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't wear the jacket. I literally only wear the jacket if it's raining, or if I want another layer to cut down wind if it's really cold and windy.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
how would you say that thing does with wind?
it stops it. And I'll look it up.
It don't have wind stopper in it though.
It doesn't?
No. I think it does well with wind, but it definitely doesn't have wind stopper like some of their other pieces do.
I don't know what's up with their phone app. Their phone site setup is totally messed up. Because it doesn't even have that. It doesn't even have the gradient hoodie in here for some reason. They must be doing some. I don't know. It's kind of irritating because it's not showing right stuff on here. But let me look at that because I thought. Now this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas. Does this actually has the thumb loop in it? Look right there and see if it does.
No, mine
In the material.
Mine don't.
Well, yours was the same as mine. Yeah.
Oh, in the
it does.
sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this does not have the thumb loop, the gray thumb loop. It has it actually in the sleeve.
Right.
So if you want to wear another layer over that, and I do know, I think I've seen you wear that over your hand, haven't you? Put your thumb in there and wear it while we're hunting.
Yep.
So that's another option. But this stuff,
I feel like that works well.
Yeah.
I don't always do it, but like if it's really cold or something, I'll do it sometimes.
It just brings more covering over the back of your hand.
It brings it about the midway point over your hand, top of your hand. One thing we didn't talk about either is the face mask in the gradient.
Oh, I thought you said the hoodie, and I thought you were gonna roll into that. I mean, I had kind of mentioned it at the core because it's annoying because it's cool that it's in there, but when you turn your head, it literally rubs over the bridge of your nose super bad, and it's a different material than the core lightweight hoodie is. So I cut mine out. I liked it at first. I liked the thought when I tried it on, but after half a season, I ended up cutting it out. And me personally, on the gradient hoodie, and I'll say this, it's probably neck length and body size too, but I don't really feel like the gradient hoodie's hood binds me up that bad. Does it contour to my head, and when I turn, is it perfect? No, but it's a hood. I mean, I don't feel like any hood does besides that core lightweight hoodie, and that's not going to keep you warm when it's freezing cold and it's windy. Because when the wind's howling, I like a hood. I'd rather have a hood than a beanie, but that's just me. Like, it's probably because I wear a GoPro too a lot hunting, but I don't know. I'd almost rather have that hood, but that's my opinion. Maybe it's my short, squatty neck too. I don't know, but it doesn't bind. Yours, you feel like yours is pulling down, right? Like on top of your head.
Yeah.
See, I don't feel that.
Well, I feel like the weight of the entire hoodie is sitting on my head.
Really?
Yeah. I got a long giraffe neck.
Well, but like you said though, a lot of people have said that.
Yeah.
So maybe I got the short, stubby neck. I'm just the odd one, but like I don't feel that at all. I do know that, obviously when you turn your head, it's not going to turn perfect with you. That if I had a complaint, that would be it. But I've hunted in 10 degrees, snowing, windy. I can think of a specific day me and Colton were hunting. It was like 10 degrees. It was snowing, very windy. And that's what I was wearing. I was wearing 3 pieces. I was wearing a T-shirt, and it was just a cheap T-shirt you can buy at Walmart. Underneath, like that material, I was wearing the Midweight core Zip T, and I was wearing that gradient. I never got wet, and I never got cold. It was 10 degrees. I really feel like you could go down to the zero, and be totally fine. Never an ounce me. Now, remember, like Tom said, I am pretty warm-natured, but that is where I go down to, and totally. And it's taken me a couple years to figure that out because to get in those different environments, it takes time, right, in the field. But that's an incredible piece. I mean, that thing will keep you warm. But if you don't hunt in cold environment, don't buy it because you're going to be sweating your rear end off. If you do hunt in cold environment a lot, I would highly suggest that piece. Very, very warm. It's got that fleece inside, and it's a core zip. I do wish this. So they make this in a jacket. Jake just bought it last year. He said he loves it. I was going to go try it on just to see what I thought. But it's a full zip, and it's got the collar that goes up pretty high. So you can zip all the way up, come up to your ears probably or whatever. But again, I'm just like, man, I just don't like the thought of not having a hoodie if I want it. So
you can the hoodie just falls back and just hangs.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? You think you kind of hit into it sometimes? I think so. Probably.
I don't think that's like a make or break right there.
Yeah.
But it's just, I didn't like. To me, one thing, the face mask, it always gets spun up and bunched up, and when you have, I mean, if it's really that cold and you have another jacket on,
I've about ripped that thing out of there before.
You know, you got the hood back there and you got that mask, and if you want to try to use it, trying to get it on, I don't really think that it's a very good, like, it just don't really work as far as I think. And then the hood, like I said, it is short, and it's like the way it's sewn like high on the collar. And so I feel like it does kind of just sit like right here. That's not like a huge deal, but it's like you do notice it. Like I have a hoodie on right now. The hoodie's back. On the hoodie on that gradient, it's like up here.
Right, it's higher on you.
Yeah, it's like right here. So, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of personal preference, I'm sure.
Body
and
shape,
body
sometimes.
style. I'm sure in some circumstances it works really great. It's just I didn't really care for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, the rest of it I like, and that's why I still use it a lot. I just took that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if your head's cold, yours cold, you're just gonna throw a beanie on, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Or sometimes if it's that cold, I'll have a different jacket or just something else. Yeah. Or a beanie. Yeah.
Well, man, I don't think much goes warmer than that though. Sitka wise, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it's cold and dry, I'll probably put a beanie on. If it's like a stormy situation, I'll probably have my Delta wading jacket, which has a hood that's nice and big.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for covering, not for warmth.
Right.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's go. Why don't you do yours first, since that's got to be brutal for you sitting through all that and not being able to input. Let's do the Hudson jacket. What's your thoughts on? Be fully open, fully honest.
I like it. I really like it. There's some things on it that I don't use. The call holder.
Okay.
Yeah, that I took that off.
The call
there.
holder or the call you're talking about when it
Lanyard?
hangs? The lanyard, like little lanyard
Little
things?
lanyards, yeah, I don't use those.
I took mine off too. Yeah.
I took those off.
I'll have to disagree with you guys on that one.
You like that?
Go ahead. We'll talk about it later.
I like the pockets. I like the where the zippers are located.
What about those?
I just like it. It's easy to get to. They're right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chest high. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't. It's something.
So
that
for
I didn't have
someone that
before.
hasn't never seen it or
it's got
doesn't know
it's got zippers on both sides.
on top,
On top, yeah.
because I don't have
Right in
this
front.
jacket. So.
Yeah, so it's easy to access those zippers. Pull them down. Stick stuff in there. Stick my cell phone in there.
Keeps it dry.
It keeps it dry. It says it's not waterproof, but I never had to get wet. It has some nice deep pockets, which I don't really put anything in them, per se. The only thing I would say I don't like about it, it's a little on the stiff side for stuffing it in my waders. Because I don't wear, I always put my coat inside
jacket?
my waders. Yeah. Yeah. But I've only had, I think it's my second season having it. It's just a little stiff. I mean, I don't notice it once I get it in there. And yeah, it's just a little stiff.
So it's like irritating a little bit.
No, it don't irritate me. It's just not. It's not so much of a flexible jacket. I would say. It's just the material it's made out of. It's a little on the stiffer side. If that makes sense. It's not something you're gonna fold up so much. You know what I'm saying, and wad it up.
Yeah, you're not gonna wad it up like a piece of kuyu and
you're
stuff
not
it
gonna
in
wad
your-
it up and stuff
Yeah,
it in anything.
that's true.
You know, it's more. Yeah, it's just not, it's not something that's packable. So
Oh, yeah, right there you go. That's the word.
It's not really packable. Yeah, I think it would be great, like for probably timber hunting, which I've never done. Just stand out there in the timber, that'd be fine. you know, or if you're hunting something where you're not stuffing inside your waders. But just me naturally, I stuff it inside my waders, which because I don't like my jacket getting wet at all, and so that's the only thing maybe if it was a little shorter, you know, maybe I don't know about you guys have the Delta
Yeah, I wonder if ours is shorter because it
is
is
shorter.
because it's a wading jacket, right?
It's a wading jacket, so it's a little bit shorter.
I didn't even think about it. Yours is probably a good 6 inches.
It's longer. Yeah,
I've noticed that when you're wearing it, I'm like, man, his jacket looks too big for him, but it's not that. It's because it's meant to.
Yeah.
It's not meant for wading in.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I really like it. It's a nice piece. I've never used a hoodie really. I've never done a torrential downpour with it to know how that fits in the rain because I always have it back. I mean, if a feature I would change on it is like if you could remove the hoodie some way.
Removable.
A removable hoodie?
Like a zip off?
Yeah, I've thought that too.
That'd be a nice feature. Yeah. Just,
That's definitely something they could do.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Something the zipper, because, I mean, they have the zipper on the waders.
Yeah.
So why can't you make a waterproof zipper for, the hoodie?
But it doesn't even need to be. I mean, there's a lot of jackets out there that you can unzip the hood.
Yeah.
Because
they'll have a little flap.
Yeah.
They'll have a flap over.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'd probably like.
Really?
Make it more multifunctional. I love the... on the wrist,
the cuffs,
yeah, it has the Velcro, and you can get those nice and tight. You know what I'm saying? I don't like a really loose and stuff. Like when you go to bend down to grab something, it's like, oh, it's in the water.
Yeah. And now, do your sleeves get wet? Never.
I never noticed my sleeves getting wet.
Because yours the Hudson has the same thing, right? That rubber.
It's like a rubber
cuff
Velcro.
Where you can make real tight and not.
Yeah, it's got nice inside pockets on it.
What do you think about those lower pockets with the flaps?
I like it. I mean, I don't use them a lot.
You don't?
I stick my hands in there sometimes.
Candy bar.
Yeah, it's nice and roomy. Yeah, that's why. Like,
warm wise, what are you feel? I remember you hearing saying it's not warm.
You see me wear it all the time. I mean, I wear it.
I'm like, how's he doing that? It's warm for a jacket.
You guys say it's warm, but I don't even notice it. And,
so it's really not that warm.
And I'm not a skinny person. You know what I'm saying? So you think I generate more heat, moving around, but I don't get hot. I don't get hot in it. And it's not exceptionally warm. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like take it to Alaska and just say, "Oh, this is my jacket I'm wearing." You'd have to layer up under it.
I mean, how many times have you seen him wearing that jacket, and you're like, "How are you wearing that jacket right now?"
I just have like a t-shirt on underneath it. Really.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not a hot jacket.
It's not as warm as what you would think it would be, huh? I mean, if you look at it, like if I'm looking at it for you, I've never worn it.
Yeah. It's thin.
There's a little teeny bit of, there's down obviously in there, but it's paper thin still.
It's paper thin.
Which is, I understand why they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's because they're trying to make it, kind of like you said.
So, I mean, if you had a layer on underneath it, you'd be warm as toast.
And that is an expensive jacket, boys.
It does not get wind through it.
Oh, right, because it's got that wind stopper.
Yeah. You don't get wind through it at all. It's just not, I don't know how to describe it. You're not warm. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're
47 ounces.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, I'm so warm in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's 5 on wind protection, 5 on water protection.
You get nothing through it.
And warmth, though, it is only a 3 out of 5. So they're even showing that's not
it's
really.
It's not a super warm jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gradient will blow that out of the water for warmth.
Yeah.
Obviously, fleece.
But you can imagine if you had the gradient on and had that on the top of it.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like roasting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, me and Thomas have the Delta. We'll try to get this done. This is definitely going on. The point of this was to do a deep dive like this. So there's either people who can listen to this or they're not going to listen to it at all because they're like, oh, brother, Delta, Sitka. How am I going to listen to these guys talk over an hour for about Sitka? But we're just trying to give an in-depth, a deep dive review of it to help you guys out because I know people are asking about it all the time. And trust me, I appreciate when guys do videos, review videos. Because when I'm about to buy some, even though I already have Sitka stuff, I was going to buy the big game stuff, and I watched a ton of videos. And this one guy did a specific video. He did so good. He's a smaller channel, but he did an amazing video. And I was like, he was the one that helped me know exactly what piece I want to get. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do for you guys. Just help you that would irritate me too. I don't want that piece, or I would like that. That's what we're just trying to do for you guys.
One thing I will say about that jacket though, I've went through brush and sticks and stuff like that.
Yep.
It will not hang up on anything. It's slides right off stuff.
Yep.
And so I like that because I've had other stuff you catch it on something, like, oh, it's gonna tear.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff doesn't do that. I don't know how to describe what it's made out of, but it literally slides off stuff.
Well, let's jump right into the Delta wading jacket that me and Thomas have. The first year I got that, it was on video. I think it was on video, unless I cut it out. The blind that we were in had the old T stakes, the tall ones, and I went to turn to go get a duck or something. I can't remember. It was pouring rain, and I caught it in my armpit because there was a little bit of
clearance
clearance or whatever, or non-clearance. I caught it on that teeth post, and I didn't know that I was hung up on it. Obviously, I wouldn't have ripped through it, and I literally went. I like jerked it through like that, and then I heard. I was like, and then I looked and seen that T-post, and I was like, oh my goodness. Go down and look. I don't want to look. He's like, no, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I go, what? Because it was literally the sharp square.
Yeah.
You know how sharp those are on the corners?
Yeah.
Didn't tear it.
Huh.
I was like, dude, this is amazing. Any other jacket that would have literally shredded that thing right there, right in the armpit.
Yeah.
Because I'm using my full body because it was caught.
Yeah.
I just ripped through it. So that's something to be said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some serious durability.
It reminds me, the Hudson jacket reminds me of what the waders are made out of the outside of it.
Mm-hmm. I think it is very, very, very similar, if not the same thing. I guess I can keep going since I took my call things off too, which Thomas will say whatever he's going to say about that. On the pockets, now this is a tip for you guys. I've always put my phone in there, and I don't think I've put anything really else in. I definitely use the pocket to put my phone in. I've been in pouring down rain, never had my phone get wet, never had water get in there.
It says it's not waterproof.
And it's not waterproof. It strictly says that. But I will say this. If you submerge it underwater, because it's not waterproof, the jacket can keep you out of water. But I've squatted down before in water that was up to my neck with that on, which was probably stupid anyways, but when you're trying to kill a duck, you don't care. It started to slowly seep water in that pocket, and I actually lost the phone because of that. But that has nothing. That's not the jacket's fault. Like,
it tells you it's not waterproof.
It said it was waterproof. No, it's not waterproof.
Yeah, it's water resistant, I think, but not waterproof.
So just a tip, you guys, don't push your luck on that. But the bottom pockets, I don't use a ton, but I do use them occasionally. I'll put shells in there because we'll go over this in a little bit in a second with the waders. We got to hurry up. Thomas, we got stuff we got to do, but if you overfill the wader, I put my shells in my wader pocket. My wader's
I put
pockets.
them in my wader pockets.
But if you do a full 25, you might have some falling out when you squat over or do some.
Yeah.
So I'll put between 5 and 8 in my in the side pockets. They're big and they got a magnetic flap.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. Like they don't seal close, but it has that little. It lifts up. You drop them in there. You let it go and it closes it. Throw a candy bar in there. Whatever, you can throw stuff in there. The biggest thing to me, one of the biggest things, that's probably for me the main thing, is the cuffs. I cannot stand getting my sleeves wet. I literally can't stand that. Like it just annoys me. Like it's all day. It's a spot on your body. It never dries.
Yeah.
If you get it wet in the morning,
you're done.
It's wet the rest of the day. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be wet right there the rest of the day, and I even appreciate it more now having a dog because the dog's wet. I always feel like I'm constantly wet with a dog now because, and not just me, I know the other guys get it too. Rocky shakes every single time he gets out of the water. And grabbing the ducks from him, the water wanting to run down my arms as I grab it from him, no longer do I have wet sleeves, and that's no joke. That rubber elastic cuff,
it seals it off.
if you seal it, you're not getting wet. There's not a drop of water going to go through there.
Yeah, I do like
and I've put my hands down. I've done the tests and videos. I've poured it like this way. You can't get it wet. It's not going to happen. And I believe they made it from other people I've talked to that they made that replaceable. So if that ever does go bad on you after 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they can actually redo that whole cuff right there. So, dude, I mean, you can't go wrong with this. It's 100% waterproof, and the way they designed the hood, because I've had waterproof hoods and jackets that, for whatever reason, just the way the water comes off, I've had it drop down in my collar. I don't know if you guys have dealt with that too, and still get you wet. So yeah, you're staying dry from the jacket, but water is somehow trickling down out of the edge of it.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I've never had that happen.
I had another jacket. It was waterproof, but I don't know why it was waterproof because it retained so much water. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't get wet inside, but
yeah.
it soaked it up.
The material
It's
so
heavy.
it gets heavier.
It got so heavy,
Yeah.
and this stuff. I mean, it's very water resistant. Water just rolls right off of it. You don't. It doesn't absorb water.
Very,
I've
very
got the bottom of my jacket even wet. That Hudson jacket.
Yeah.
It dries really fast.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good things that can be said about the Delta Wader jacket. I don't have one complaint about it. I think the design is great. The pockets are great. The hood's great. And the material, it's really thin. It's really lightweight. What I do like about it is you can roll it up tight and stuff it in a blind bag. No problem. Like, so if it's
packable.
Yeah, it's very packable. It's one of those days where it's like, it might rain, it might not, but it's not very cold, and you're just wearing like a long sleeve or something like that, and but you want to have rain protection, just roll that up tight, stuff it in your blind bag, and you'll be fine. I have zero complaints about it. I definitely like it. I use it all the time. As far as the call lanyard that come, the call lanyards that come with the jacket, I don't necessarily use the call lanyards on the jacket a ton because I don't always wear the Delta Wader. But what I do use is the lanyards themselves. They're removable, like these guys said. And if I'm wearing the jacket, I will. If I'm not wearing the jacket, what I actually do is I take those off. And I actually only use one because I really only use predominantly 2 calls. I have a whistle and I have, my mallard call. So I'll take that off, and the way that clip is, I'll actually slide it through and attach it to my waders. And it's extremely lightweight. It's extremely comfortable. It's right there. It's like right here. It's the perfect length. And if I'm not calling, like it could either be out of my waders or it could be in my waders because of where they're at on, your strap on your waders right here. I can just go like this and just put them inside there. That way, if I'm leaning over or something, they're not dangling down. Which, I mean, I'm just saying there's so much you can do with it. And I know some guys like lanyards. I use a lanyard sometimes. But honestly, I found myself using this. Once I started this, I really liked it, and I just started using this only because I know some guys like to have 15 calls around their neck, but I'm not. I only use 2 calls. I don't have a dog, so I don't need a whistle or anything like that. And I know Titus really can't really do that because he's got more things on his lanyard. But, I have 2 calls that I really, really like, so I'll use that. And then when I'm done hunting, I'll just take that off and put it in my wader pocket.
Yeah, or you could probably even just move it over and zip up your zipper, and it wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go
You could
anywhere,
do
you know
that
what I'm
too.
saying?
But I'm just saying, I know my calls aren't somewhere separate than my waders, and I know I'll always have my calls. It's just
So you're clipping on your wader strap,
yeah.
and it don't come off?
No, never. You couldn't get that thing off there.
Really?
Yeah. No way. Like
I didn't know that. I seen you put that on there, but I didn't realize. I guess it was locked on.
so. I don't think they necessarily designed it for that.
Well, no.
But the actual loops. So if you guys have looked at the Sitka waders, the loops that your clip, your metal, whatever you would call that, your clip hooks into, is the perfect length for that little clip on the call lanyard to go in and hook on. And because of the material of the strap,
that little clip goes back over it.
yeah. So the material of the wader is, it's almost like a non-slip type material. So it's a tight fit, like it's a tight fit, and it don't slip anyway. Not one time did I ever get remotely close to that thing coming off or out. And like I said, it's just a really lightweight option. I just loved it, actually. That was one of the things that I did this year that I think I liked the most.
That's cool. Yeah, I seen you do that.
Yeah, just thought.
Yeah.
But like I said, unless it's like really raining, I don't ever really use it with the jacket.
Also, one other thing that we didn't cover is it has pit zips. And I I've never used them, to be honest with you. I've never opened them up. And
So I actually have. Sometimes, so that jacket is smaller and lighter than the other 2 jackets that I have. So I've actually used that before as just my second layer, outer layer. So just a t-shirt and that.
And the jacket?
And the jacket. Well, I should say the lightweight hoodie, which is a long sleeve. So, and actually it works really well. You know, I've walked in it. You unzip those and it breathes just fine. I didn't sweat or anything. And then once we got there, I closed them back up and it worked really great. So it's not, like you said, a ton on warmth, but what it does is there's 0 wind.
Right.
So depending on, you know.
That could cut 10, 15 degrees there.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Just the wind, yeah. That's a good point. I'm just gonna say this real quick. I ain't gonna stay here. I did buy the waiter's storage bag, and I personally did not like it, and I'll tell you why. If I understand they want to keep it smaller, it's a good idea because you want to keep your waiters safe, but it's pricey. Number one, but like I said, the only reason I bought it is because I get the discount. It's $150 for a waiter bag. I mean, that's ridiculous, really, in my opinion. Because yes, it's Sitka, but there's a difference between having a quality gear and paying a price for it. Like, okay, well, it's quality. And having something to me like a waiter's storage bag, it's like, now you're just going off the name Sitka because a waiter bag's a waiter bag. I'm sorry. Like $150 for that? You can go buy a duffel bag.
You know what I'm saying? Unless it's puncture proof.
Well, okay,
it is
thick.
The back of, you know what I'm saying? If you
It's multifunctional, okay? So it is thick. You've seen it.
Yeah.
It is thick because they do make it basically, it opens up 4 ways and you can stand on it and put your waders on. But $150,
Yeah.
I mean, I can go buy a gym bag and do the same thing. I can stand inside a gym bag. So to me, I will tell you guys this, I'm not bad mouth them, but like they're using the name right here to sell that for that because there ain't no way that thing is worth that. I'll pay for an amazing jacket. Yeah, I'll pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that I can use for years. But this, it's like, And the other thing I didn't like about it is when you have to fold your waders up in such a small
way.
Yeah, you have to fold them up a certain way, and in such a small way, to me, it kind of bends
the top of the boot.
The top of the boot.
Yeah,
what do you think's going to happen over time?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
In my mind, I'm like, I paid all this money for this. I know for a fact that's going to wear that out over time. If I keep putting it in there and it stays crumped like that, it's going to start breaking that seal away. You know what I mean? What?
Stays crump like that.
Crimped.
Crumpled.
Yeah. So anyways, that's that. Last piece, unless I'm missing something, you guys can...
I got 2 other
Oh, you do?
pieces.
Okay, go ahead then.
The collar's glove.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Some guys like gloves, some guys don't. I think it's awesome because when you call in, you know, if you ever called with a glove, it just don't sound good. So I have the left-handed caller's glove because I'm right-handed, and it's essentially a left-handed glove. It's got a pouch on the top of the glove you can shove your other hand in, and then when you want to call or shoot or whatever, you just pull your hand out. I mean,
you call with your right hand?
Yeah.
Do you? You do.
Yeah, you call with your right hand. Yeah. So anyway, hold your gun with your left and call with your right or whatever.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Which leg you put your pants first?
So I don't use it a ton in California just because it's a warmer state. But like when we go out of state, Canada, Washington, places like that where it's really cold, it's great. It's awesome. I'd recommend it if you're on the fence about it.
You know, if I was, you know how I am with gloves.
Yeah.
But what did I tell you this year? I said, if I was going to buy gloves or glove, I would buy those because I don't like, the main reason I don't like is shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't get that cold. My hands don't get that cold.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree with you on that.
So, and then I also have the duck oven jacket.
Oh, well, so do I. What am I thinking? I totally skipped over that piece. That's an amazing piece too. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that jacket is, I would say, warmer than the Gradient hoodie. That's just my opinion. Not by much. I will give it that. It's not by much.
Probably. It is. I'm sure it's rated that way. I'm just giving it a hard time. Go ahead.
The jacket itself is made out of a couple different things in areas. So like the top of the jacket is a down.
Pull up the Are you pulling it up?
I'm trying to find it
Okay.
right now.
Pull that up. I'm going to pull up the gradient so we can just give them...
Why can I not find
I
it?
finally found the gradient. It's right next to the gradient hoodie.
Okay.
It's towards the top. It's actually all the way at the top. There you go.
Super comfortable jacket. I mean, extremely comfortable. There's no hood on it. There is a side. There is a chest.
That's a win right there for you.
Yeah, there's a chest pocket. There's two, bottom pockets. It's a full zip jacket. It's got wind stopper in it. Okay, so that's the big difference also between this and the gradient is this has wind stopper. So on a windy day, this is gonna do more for you than the gradient. And then I'm trying to find this here. Hold on one second.
I cannot believe the breathability on this gradient is 1. I've never felt wind cutting through me with this thing on. Well, go over that. Let's go over that real quick, Tom.
Well, I'm trying to find what they call the top and the bottom of it. So it's made to go in waders, right? So the bottom half of this jacket is the same material as a gradient hoodie, but the top of it is a down portion, and they did that so it'd be more comfortable to be inside your waders, and then the top, your chest portion and your arms that are out of your waders will be warmer. So that also has wind stopper. So that's why I feel like this jacket is just a little bit warmer than the gradient, and just all around. So where I've used this, I've actually used this as a third layer when it's like extremely cold. I've had a t-shirt on with a gradient hoodie, and then I've put this over top, and it works great. I mean, so essentially, if you're walking in, I would just have my t-shirt and my gradient on, and then when you get there, you sit down for a bit, I'll throw my duck oven on, and you're good. So that's where I've used this. You definitely don't want to walk with this jacket.
I almost feel like you wear your duck oven more than in your gradient.
Yeah, I go back and forth.
That might change because you cut the hood off now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was that part of the reason because you got sick of that hood.
Yeah. But like I said, this is another great piece. I mean, I specifically bought this because we went out of state and I didn't have very good gear and I froze, and we were going on another trip to Washington. I think it was the next year or a couple months later. Can't remember. But I was like, I ain't doing that again. So just before we left, I bought this, and I can't remember if I bought something else. But
probably that collar's glove.
I bought this specifically for an out-of-state trip, and I was glad I did because it was cold.
Yeah, you convinced me to buy that one. But man, I don't know. I'm trying to think how many times I actually wore it last year. I feel like I only wore it 3 times last year. But I wore it on that sea duck hunt. Oh, that was... And I will say this. From getting splashed from the seawater, it never got wet. So it sheds water a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not waterproof, but it does shed a little bit water.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, was that it?
No, yeah, that's it.
Last but not least, Trouse, start us out on the waders. We'll end it here, guys.
Well, I know when you bought yours, I thought you were insane.
Yeah, you harassed me and teased me.
Yeah, I teased you a lot. I said never spend $1,000 on a pair of waders, and I didn't spend $1,000. They were
yeah, you did. You did.
Well, I did kind of. Well, in a sense, yeah. But I had bought some. Other waders. He did
willing and Dylan.
And it's just you get tired. I mean, when you have I think waders is like one of the most important pieces of equipment you have as a duck hunter.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had several different pairs. I've had some that lasted a long time, and some that didn't last a long time. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing worse than getting wet duck hunting. Even if it's not freezing cold, even if it's warm, I don't like being wet. And you get a leak here, leak there. You try to patch them. I mean, I've tried everything in the world to patch waders. Mm-hmm. And
everybody.
I'm not saying that Sitka waders can't get a hole in them. They can't get damaged, but they're serviceable. And nobody else offers that. That they will service the waders. Mm-hmm. Some people take them back, but if you're mid-season and your waders malfunction, you're pretty much
Hose.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it, you know?
Yeah.
And by the time you send them back and they send you another replacement, it's like, okay, they're within a month of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're serviceable, I haven't had any issues. I've only had them for a year. This is my first year using them. But my goodness, to be able to zip them off is a game changer, man. No more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fumbling, bumbling, and yeah, none of that stuff. They come off really easy. The boots are nice and comfortable. You won't find a more comfortable boot.
No, you won't.
To
You
walk
will
in.
not.
You literally feel like you're wearing tennis shoes and windbreaker.
Sounds like all these things I told you before.
Windbreaker pants, hunting, and you don't get wet,
Right.
And you don't get cold.
Totally.
You don't get cold. I just like everything about them. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I don't have any regrets. That's just the thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no buyer's remorse so far with the waders. If next year they get a hole in them, I'll be upset. You know what I'm saying? If my boot starts leaking, but so far so good. 1 year in, I know you've had yours for what, 2? 3?
No, 1. Well, it got How long have I had those? It was only 2 seasons, right?
Well, you changed.
Upgraded.
I changed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When did?
I think you had your first set for a year, and then you changed.
Yeah.
So you've had 2 different pairs for 1 year.
Yeah, I sold my first ones, and the reason I did that, I said that I got a small foot, so I bought a 10. It was too big. The bummer about that was if you bought anything under a 10, then they only go a certain size on the body of the wader. I needed a 9 extra large. They only did 10 XLs. You couldn't get anything over a large. So I bought the 9 large because I wanted them so bad. And that was the boot. It was a bigger boot then, which is a lacrosse boot and still is today. They just changed a little bit. Well, I'm sick of it riding up my crotch because it was basically super snug in my crotch because it wasn't the right size technically, but I wanted them bad enough that I was like, oh, well, I'll just deal with it. Well, then I called Sitka the end of that year, the first year I had them. No problems, no issues. Boot fit great. Boot never, nothing. No problems at all. Just when I would squat down or get in my haunches, it was tight in the crotch. And, I can't lie, it was a little snug all the way around. Front section, back section, everything. Well, the end of the year, I was like, I'm calling Sitka because if they can replace the boots, then I know they can just put a bigger size on for me, right? So I called him up, and he was like, we can't, how do you say that? There's a thing that attaches the boot. Whatever that is, I don't know if it goes up or down, but he was telling me, he's like, we can put, how do you say that? So I have a 9.
You could probably put a smaller boot on a bigger body, upper body.
He said I couldn't go up. I could go down. And I'm like, great. Now I'm stuck. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just deal with it. Well, then I thought, I wonder if I could sell these. I have 1 season. What if I sell them for a 6? I think he bought them for $600.
I think so.
Anthony?
Yeah.
He didn't even bat an eye at it. And so he bought them. And mind you, no discount, right? I'm paying full price. They don't do military discount for that. And so I was like, if he'll buy them for that, $600, I'll do that, and I'll go ahead and just get the 10 XLs. I was gonna have it sewn. He goes, if you do it from the factory, we can put that boot on. Well, thank goodness, I ordered the 10 XLs, and I'm gonna have a 9 put on it, right? Because I can go down.
Yeah.
You can't do a large body and put a 10 on, but you can get an extra large, and you can put a 9 on. You can go down, right? Well, I ordered it and got him in. I wasn't even gonna open the box, and I was like, I'll just send him straight to Sitka. Well, I was like, I better try them on. I tried them on. The 10s, the new 10s, just so you guys know, and someone else told me that just recently, the new boot that they upgraded from the lacrosse Aeroforms, insulated boots, is smaller than it used to be. So a 10 they fit true to size now. So if you guys are going to buy these waders, get the size you wear because now they are definitely fit to size, whereas before they were huge.
I didn't have an issue with that, fortunately.
But what size did you buy?
11.
You bought 11 and you wear 11s?
Yes.
Okay.
And they fit perfect.
And you have a wider foot though, right? Too?
I do have a wide foot.
I wonder if that has something to do with it. I don't know. And you don't have do you have the new boots?
No.
It's the older version, right?
Yes.
That's weird. Well, anyways, I ended up, thank goodness I tried them on because they fit perfect with a little play, but that was just my regular cotton socks. Once I put my wool socks on when I do for hunting, it's perfect.
So, I do like the knee pads in them too.
Yeah. Oh, dude. That was a huge part for me. I told you the other day I was hunting. I go, why do we always end up squatting down or in our knees, it seems like, when we're hunting? It's like we're never comfortable. We're never just like, lounging back. Oh, here comes Mallard. Just it feels like we're always just like hunkering down or trying to get hidden better. But to me, the knee pads were a incredible add to that to a pair of waders. Incredible.
Yeah.
I saved my bacon. My knees are so messed up anyway, so it saves me. The boots are amazing, like you said. There's like 1,700 gram, but to me in the summertime, or like early season, I don't feel like they're very.
I haven't. Yeah.
They're too hot.
Just I think what they're made out of or something. I don't know. You know, like the other ones are usually like a rubber, almost like a rubber boot.
Yeah.
And
these are so cushy and soft.
I don't know
inside.
what these are made out of, but it's not made out of rubber. It's something else.
I don't know. It's cushy and soft inside though.
Yeah,
it's like
it feels nice.
Stepping on a little cloud.
It just feels nice.
And I think that's. Let's see. So the knee pads, the boots. I haven't tore the waders yet. It's very durable.
Straps are nice. The straps.
Straps.
You
are
don't
nice.
got a big buckle when
There's
you're trying
no
to
buckle in the
shoot.
way.
Yeah.
Come off really easy. I thought that was like. I was like, when I first seen that, I was like, that's a goofy design. Why did they design
The straps?
it like that? Yeah, but I love them.
Or it's the multi.
Yeah, I love it.
where you
The
can
little
put- yeah,
hook.
It is nice.
Yeah, you can.
And it's not gonna ever wear out. If you look at it, the way it's done,
yeah.
it's like this is something that's not gonna like
Yeah.
start tearing.
Uh-uh.
I wonder what that material is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's a little bit like grippy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sewn super tight. Like where, I don't know. It just is. You can tell it's gonna last a long time. The zipper thing to take a leak isn't amazing. Yeah, okay, you can buy a cheap pair of waders and you can roll them down and pee, but take a leak. But that's pretty nice. The big thing is, if you really want to get serious about the zipper, is when you're walking and it's a warm day and you're walking back in your waders, you got a 2-mile hike, you just drop that zipper all the way down and leave the shoulder straps on, and you literally just instantly drop heat, major heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge.
One thing you have to do though is you have to remember to zip it back up. I've done that
Yeah.
a couple times. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
don't really feel like you're wearing waders. So
Yeah,
you forget to zip the zipper back.
right. Because they're so comfortable.
Yeah, and then the waist buckle, and then you got the zippers on top. That if I'm not wearing my jacket, I'll put my.
I don't really
stuff
use
in.
that loop on the side,
I don't either.
that metal ring.
Mm-hmm. That's just like I guess that's just for decoy, like a decoy.
Yeah, to hook it on or something so they
loop.
don't float away. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're picking
Texas
decoys up.
rigging or whatever.
Mhm.
I've never used it.
Yeah, that's gonna change this year probably. Might use it. I don't know. Anything from you on that?
No, I've used that before. Picking.
Well, I meant on the waders in general. You haven't said nothing.
No, I mean, you can't say enough about them. I mean, I don't think I'd ever go without them again. They're very thin, very light. The pockets are great. The zipper is great. The straps are great. I mean, it's just there's not one bad thing about them. The boots are awesome. Never from day one, I never got like a hot spot or a rub spot on your shin or your foot or anything like
I
that.
didn't either.
They got good tread on the bottom of the boot. They're tough. I mean, I'm not particularly fragile with my stuff. I mean, I try to take care of it, but if it's supposed to do a job, I mean, I don't try to baby it. So the knee pads are great. I think it gives you a little bit more protection, like for a high wear area.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
I think you could probably just wear your underwear and those things though, and you wouldn't
be very uncomfortable.
be uncomfortable.
No,
Whereas if you did that with something else, you'd be like,
yeah. What I do like too is the previous waders that I had to these were just had like a lot of extra material. I feel like walking through deeper water, like waist deep water, I don't know. I just feel like they feel more sleek, I guess. I don't feel like I'm dragging a ton of water like I did with my other waders. That has a separate pant over, like a 2 layers on the bottom.
Yeah.
That was a big change too for me. But can't say enough. I like the waders are awesome.
yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
And I mean, breathable waders. If
Can't beat them.
you can't beat them, and it's not like you have to wear a ton of stuff under them to stay warm. You can wear a pair of sweatpants. You can wear your jeans if you want. I know some people do that.
Breathables versus neoprenes alone is a huge upgrade.
I will never wear neoprenes again.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're thinking about buying some breathables versus neoprenes,
I'm telling you right now,
go for the breathables.
I'm telling you right now, I've hunted in plenty cold places, and I won't go back. So, anyways, we're wrap this up. I know this was long, guys, but I did want to do this because I felt like we did it injustice last time. Big thank you to Eukanuba for all their support, and we're looking forward to the next season. But we got turkey here, and this is Friday. This will be out Monday, but it's Friday the day before, and we're gonna head out in the field, and we'll throw out some podcasts of how all that goes. So we'll see you on the next one.